Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We just got some absolutely massive news from Dana White himself. UFC 295 and 296 just got some heat, and I'm going to be getting into all of it right now. Let's get into the biggest fight of them all. Alex Pereira versus Yuri Prochazka for the vacant light heavyweight belt. Holy, what a fight this is. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to see this fight play out, and I'm on the edge of my seat waiting for this fight to finally arrive. This is going to be an absolutely stacked card, and it may very well be the last time we ever see Jon Jones in the octagon again. I am so excited. The stylistic matchup between these two fighters is one that I cannot wait to see play out. This is one of my most anticipated fights of all time. I cannot wait to see them, throw down the octagon. We know Alex Pereira, we know how he fights, we know how Yuri Prochazka fights. This is a perfect stylistic matchup. This is picture perfect. This is a fight that you show people that don't like MMA. This is the kind of fight that you show them. This is the fight that you show people to get them into MMA. You show them Charles Oliveira fights. You show them Yuri Prochazka, whatever. You show them this fight. This is the fight you have to show people that don't watch MMA. I cannot wait to see this fight finally play out. And it's a fight that I've been thinking about for a very long time. I actually predicted in my last video, I predicted that it would happen. I knew it was going to happen, and I knew that it was going to happen at UFC 295 or UFC 296. I predicted in my last video, and what can I say? Dana White, clearly Dana White watches my videos. That's all I can say, But I am so excited to see this fight play out. As for an early prediction, dude, I don't know. I am so excited, and I'm worried. Alex Pereira, he got clipped up badly by Jan Blachowicz in many moments of their last fight. He gassed out, and of course, there's the elevation factor. But he was getting clipped up even before he got gassed out, and he was taken down at will in the first and third round. So I'm interested to see, will Yuri Prochazka even implement the grappling? He said that he might, we may never see Yuri Prochazka grapple again, seeing that the most serious injury that he's ever had in his entire career happened the last time he grappled. So, it's really interesting to see how this fight's going to play out. It depends. If Yuri Prochazka chooses to grapple, I very well could see a situation where he wins this fight. If he gets reckless, I believe he will get caught. It's going to be interesting to see how quickly Alex Pereira's leg kicks take effect, because you look at a guy like Jan Blachowicz, who is known for having not only steel legs, steel ironclad legs that are just, shins made out of stone, and he does not get affected when he kicks shin to shin. He's a guy that just never seems to get affected by it, and he'll even literally go shin to shin just for the sake of going, I know it's not going to hurt me, it's going to hurt you. That's what he did to Magomed Ankalaev. Magomed was checking the kicks, and it had no effect on Jan Blachowicz, and he kept kicking until Magomed's shins were literally snapping under his feet. And it's incredible. I mean, and for Alex Pereira to go out there against a guy that's known for not only having these literally, shins of mahogany, to go out there and not only have a guy like that, but to have a guy that also has some of the best leg kick defense in MMA history, like Jan Blachowicz, and to absolutely tear his lead leg to shreds, Yuri Prochazka better be drilling leg kicks, because it's not, if Jan Blachowicz couldn't stop it, if Israel Adesanya couldn't stop it, Yuri Prochazka is not going to stop it. He has a very wide karate-style stance, and his lead leg's going to be getting chewed up. The question is, one, will Yuri Prochazka choose to grapple? And two, how quickly can Yuri Prochazka find the chin of Alex Pereira? Those blitzing combos down the center. Alex has a very wide guard. Those blitzing combos down the center where he's kind of running at you like Dricus du Plessis, those are going to be money for Yuri Prochazka. But he very well could get caught coming in, and it's not like he has some iron chin. He got rocked very badly, almost put out on his feet by Glover Teixeira. He's been dropped many times in his career. He's been finished in his career, and it's not like Alex Pereira hasn't been finished either. Both guys are going to find the chin in this fight, and it's very interesting to think about and see who is going to find the chin first and how quickly Alex Pereira's leg kicks take effect. This is a fight you do not want to miss, and I absolutely cannot wait for it. The next fight announced by Dana White was the headliner of UFC 296, Colby Covington versus Leon Edwards. And right off the bat, I got to give my thoughts on this fight. I'm excited to see the fight play out. I'm excited to see how the different styles play out against each other. But at the end of the day, guys, I'm bitter about this fight. I'm bitter about it being made because Colby Covington doesn't deserve a welterweight title shot. Colby Covington is 2-2 in his last 4 fights. He does not have a single win over a ranked welterweight. And his last win over a welterweight coming off of a win or a welterweight that was ranked in the UFC welterweight division was 1,936 days ago. He is 2-2 in his last 4 fights. His last 2 losses have been title fights. So he's 2-2 in his last 4, 2 of which were title fights, both of which he lost, one which he got brutally finished in. He hasn't fought since UFC 272 in March of 2022, very early in that year. We are almost to 2024. That fight was almost 2 years ago. Colby Covington's been sitting in witness protection, hiding, ducking every matchup, ducking Shavkat, ducking everyone. He will only take fights for the title, and it's not even like he deserves one to begin with. I would much rather see a guy like Bilal or Shavkat in there than a guy, even Islam Makhachev moving up in weight, which doesn't make sense to begin with, but I'd rather see that than Colby Covington get a title shot. And I'll always give Colby his fair shake. This is a very, very, very close and hard fight to predict. This is an incredible stylistic matchup, and I can't wait to see this play out. But it's just the asterisk there of Colby Covington not deserving it, and the asterisk of Leon Edwards being a very inactive champ, that just kind of taints the fight a little bit. I wish these were 2 active, exciting fighters instead of 2 inactive, boring fighters. You know what I mean? And it's not like I don't watch them. I enjoy both fights. I enjoy both fighters incredibly. I enjoy watching them fight, but there's so many asterisks attached to this fight. I wish it was just a clean, concise, clear-cut fight, kind of like Alex Pereira versus Yuri Prochazka. You know what I mean? But this is a very incredible stylistic matchup. I can't wait to see it play out. As for an official prediction, this is a very hard fight to predict. You had Leon Edwards drilling with Craig Jones. You have Colby Covington, who's been inactive and out for almost 2 years now. He's been out since early 2022 at UFC 272. Man, this is a very hard fight to predict. Gun to my head, guys, I'm going to go Colby Covington via unanimous decision. I think that he's going to put the pressure on Leon Edwards, and I think Leon Edwards is going to break a little bit in this fight. And, don't get me wrong, I think Leon Edwards has good pressure, and I think he has good cardio, but at the end of the day, people keep comparing Colby Covington to Kamaru Usman when talking about this fight. They go, oh, he beat Usman, there's nothing Colby can do. If he beat Usman, there's nothing Colby could possibly do. Colby's a different fighter than Kamaru Usman. As much as I don't like him, as much as I don't like that he's inactive and he always talks crap from the sidelines, he hides in witness protection, he ducks every matchup in the entire division, he won't fight ranked fighters, he'll only fight for the title. As much as I don't like Colby, I think that this is an interesting stylistic matchup, and I think that, Colby very well could win this matchup. I'm slightly leaning towards him, but I could very well see, Leon Edwards wrapping that shin around Colby Covington's forehead and just putting him out cold, one to the dome and done. I very well could see a one-shot knockout. I very well could see Colby Covington eat a lot of shots on the feet and eventually just fade. I could see him eat a lot of teeps. You never know. It's going to be very interesting how both fighters approach this matchup. Colby cannot approach this fight like how he usually approaches his fights. He's going to have to be a little bit smarter in how he enters the pocket. Leon Edwards is very dangerous with his close, in-tight elbows and knees. He throws them. There was this excellent sequence where he landed like a knee, an elbow, a couple punches, kicks, all in like a little short sequence in the pocket against Kamaru Usman in the third fight. And that very close, quick, in-tight boxing of Leon Edwards, although he's not a very good boxer in the pocket, he does have his moments. And those moments are going to be better than anything Colby Covington does in the pocket like that. So it's going to be very interesting to see how he addresses the takedown defense, all that kind of stuff. I'm excited to see this matchup, to say the least. And, I'm disappointed that it was made, but I'm excited to see it, guys. Who isn't? The last fight that Dana White announced was Alexandre Pantoja versus Brandon Royval 2 in the co-main event of UFC 296. I cannot wait to see this fight. The first one was amazing, and the second one's going to be even better. You have Alexandre Pantoja, who just put on an all-time classic against Brandon Moreno. That was one of the greatest fights I have ever had the pleasure of witnessing in my entire life. And that was a fight that you show anyone, they will start becoming a hardcore MMA fan. That was one of the greatest fights that I have ever witnessed in my entire life. And that was one of the point-blank period greatest fights of all time. No debate whatsoever. Two guys that were literally willing to die in there to earn the title that night. And I love seeing I love seeing stuff like that. And both fighters are incredible. Brandon Royval's incredible. He's looked very, very, very solid recently. Alexandre Pantoja obviously coming off the win over Brandon Moreno, his third consecutive win over Brandon Moreno. And there's possibly going to be a fourth fight at this point. So I'm very excited to see how these two stylistic matchups play out again. Obviously, Alexandre Pantoja got the rear naked choke finish in the first fight relatively quickly. But he was looking a little tired in the feet. Sometimes he does get gassed out on the feet. We saw it against Askar Askarov. We saw it against Brandon Royval. And we very well could see it again. As for an early prediction, I am going to go Alexandre Pantoja via second round rear naked choke finish. I think he's going to find the back position. I think he's going to get in one of those wild exchanges, one of those wild scrambles, and he just randomly ends up on your back. There's this one moment in his fight with Askar Askarov. one moment, Askarov is on the back. He's got a rear standing body lock against, Alexandre Pantoja. 5 seconds later, Alexandre Pantoja is on Askarov's back. It was one of the wildest scrambles I've ever seen in my entire life. And he can literally go from a terrible position to on your back with a choke sunk in a matter of seconds. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Brandon Marvell addressed this. He was not able to effectively address it in his last fight. So I'm interested to see what kind of adjustments he makes. But I gotta pick Alexandre Pantoja in this fight. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you do not miss another upload. And I will see you guys in the next one.